Hey everybody, it's been a while since I have made a video. Spring is here. I'm finally coming out of my hibernation mode. Even though it is raining today, I've been doing a lot of gardening lately, and I thought it was time for another pantry clean out. I feel like the last few videos I've done have been pantry clean outs. But with this pantry clean out, I am planning on donating some of the canned foods that I haven't used or that I don't plan on using to the local food bank, as well as making up a menu idea for the things that I already have. So let's get started. All right, let's start with the top. This is where we keep a lot of our snack foods. We love Planitas. Planitas is one of our favorites. And also these, they're called crisps. Chips, they must be English, I don't know. But these are really good with like charcuterie stuff, like trash cooterie, and what we do. Some Girl Scout cookies. More crisps. Maybe we'll just put all those in a bag. And then we have so much. Kachava, if you would like to sponsor me, thanks. Random jerky. All right, so let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. All right, keys. We got peas. I don't use canned peas very often unless I am doing maybe a like soup, like a chicken pot pie or a soup, something like that. But I do like having them on hand because you never know. I don't know how many cans of garbanzo beans people have, but it really reminds me of the go to the store, buy something, go home, find you have that something, go to the store, buy something. I guess I should make some hummus or something. All right, one thing that I have found that are pretty fun to just have is like extra flavor in your dishes or as a nice side. We got these seasoned field peas. And then we have Tuscan style white beans, has olive oil, garlic, herbs. And then we have garbanzos with peppers, onion, and curry. These are all delicious, and I highly recommend keeping these in your pantry. I got too many. Go to the store. We're not a huge bean house, don't get me wrong. I love beans, I cook beans all the time, but as we get older, our stomachs don't really feel like it anymore. I'm sure you know what I mean, but I still keep them on hand. They're great for adding to soups, tacos, you know, all the bean things. Okay, another canned food item that I always like to have on hand is different types of green beans. Like these ones are onions, red pepper, and garlic. Just for a little extra flavor. We got extra ones to put like to soups, casseroles. And this one is just roasted garlic. Definitely recommend beans. More beans, green beans. Of course, you can't have a well-stocked pantry without having some tomato products. Right here, I have some of the millions of cans of tomato sauce that I have found deep within the bowels of my pantry. Great for soups, stews, sauces, other things that people can think of, curries, other things, yes. On the tomato train, we got stewed tomatoes, diced tomatoes, whole seeded tomatoes, whole peeled tomatoes. These are actually probably the best bang for your buck because whether you want diced, stewed, sauce, anything like that, you can start with these whole tomatoes, put them in a bowl and just smush them up together, or dice them. Are they going to be the same as diced tomatoes or stewed potato or tomatoes? Probably not, but it will do the trick. It'll give you the flavor, and it is a great addition to any soups, stews, or shenanigans. All right, moving on to different canned items. We got canned yams and sweet potatoes. These are great because you can take them out and you can just mash them up, put them on top of a casserole. You can put them into like a sweet potato casserole, or just have it as a side. You can also take them out and you can dry them off a little bit. You can roast them. These are wonderful flavor enhancers because they're sweeter. They're not your normal white potato. So yeah, sweet potatoes and yams. Some people think they're the same thing, but they're not. Another thing that we like to keep on hand is coconut, both coconut cream, coconut milk, and I guess all of them, not just both, because there's more than one. Anyways, light coconut milk, and then also coconut cream are all great things to keep in your pantry. You can use them as a dairy substitute. You can use it to make like curries and different soups. You can add it to stir fries. It's good to have on hand. Also like a creamer substitute for if you like run out of milk or dairy or whatever you use as your tea or coffee creamer. Coconut milk. Here we have our canned soups. We have our cream of soups, whether it's cream of chicken, cream of mushroom, cream of beef, yada yada yada. And then we also have our condensed soups, which is great for nights that you just don't want to cook, a quick lunch when you like make some grilled cheese or something. For the cream of soups, they're always a great addition to any dish that you were trying to make creamy and flavorful. Again, I say casseroles because look at me, this colored. So I make a lot of those. Anyways, canned soups are always great, all different flavors. You got tomato, you got the cream of soups, you got vegetable, you got beef. I've even seen broccoli cheddar, stuff like that. Yeah, so canned soups. Another thing that we like to keep in our pantry are canned peppers and Hispanic flavors, Latin flavors. We got chilies and adobo, or chipotles and adobo. We got roasted green chilies. We have jarred chipotle, and lots of diced jalapenos because you can never go wrong with some spice in your life. More canned vegetables. We have a vegetable blend. We have peas and carrots. And then there's also the small cans that you can get. These were all less than $1 that I got on these. But yeah, again, add to soups, stews, casseroles, shenanigans. Yeah, keep those in your pantry. Corn is one of my favorite things to keep on hand, whether it's whole sweet corn, cream style corn, or the little baby corns. These are some of my favorite. I put these in obviously stir fries, but also I add them to salads. Sometimes I just eat them straight out of the can with some salt and as a snack. So I love having these on hand. And another thing in the bean category is one thing that I love is the baked beans, Bush's baked beans. These are great to add to like as a side for like barbecue, any sort of meat dishes, something sided with potatoes, and you can add a fresh salad. I like to drizzle these over mashed potatoes and like chunk up my meat and make like a little barbecue bowl. Anyways, these are some of my favorites. Okay, one of the last things from this side of, or the top part of the pantry is canned mushrooms. Canned mushrooms are a wonderful addition if you need a little bit of extra oomph to your dishes. I use these for like a beef stroganoff type thing where I drain and rinse the mushrooms and dry them out, and then I do the stroganoff thing with the beef. Yeah, mushrooms. All right, now moving on to the beans, rice, and grain-like products. We all know rice and beans, complete proteins, easy meals, cheap meals, but things that people really overlook are things like quinoa, hemp hearts, which are very high in protein, as well as lentils. Popcorn is really good, nice little snacking food. But definitely don't forget to keep your pantry stocked with greens. One of the most important things that you can keep stocked in your pantry or freezer is meat. Canned meats are a quick, valuable source of protein and stomach filler in times of emergency, I guess is the word I'm looking for. I have a bunch of canned meats here. I have a lot of amazing friends who do a lot of home canning. I have not become a canner myself yet, but I'm working on it. We got a lot of canned fish. We got halibut, salmon, we got smoked salmon. I also have a rabbit, chicken, bunch of stuff that have been canned. So these are great. We can make fish patties. We can make, you know, smoked salmon can be a snack. Put it on one of those crackers, one of those crisps that I pulled out earlier. Yeah, so fish patties or fish cakes. I don't remember what they're called. But yeah, all these really great. They last forever. And they're a great staple to have in your pantry at all times. Okay, condiments, jellies, and sauces. Again, I got amazing friends who do home canning. We have green salsa, we got salsa verde. We got something called cowboy candy, which is candied jalapenos. And then we got a bunch of different types of jams and jellies. So these are all great to add extra flavor to any dishes that you're making. And it's also a really good way to make sure that you are not wasting any of that garden produce or even store-bought produce that happen to be like falling sad in the fridge or something like that. Canning, it's on my list. Now that the top part of the pantry is cleaned out up there, now we are going to be starting down here in the lower part of the pantry. This is what I call the backup pantry, even though it's like down. But this is the part that really gets muddled up and everything kind of gets mushed around. But I try my best to kind of have things compartmentalized. Like right up here is supposed to be kind of like the baking section. I have all my extra seasonings. I have like my cornmeal, my flours, crackers back there. Sugar, sugar should be up there. I have all the different things. But yeah, so try to keep your pantry at least compartmentalized as much as you can. And if you find yourself getting, I forget the word I'm looking for, but if you find yourself getting confused about where you put stuff, maybe it's time to clean out your pantry. So something in, oh, it's shaky, sorry. Something in the baking section that I like to try and keep on hand is powdered milk. We're not a huge milk drinker in the family. Like for our coffees and stuff, we usually do non-dairy milk such as oat milk. But I do use milk for baking and stuff like that. So I like to try and always keep dried milk on hand or some sort of canned milk. We got evaporated and sweetened condensed right here. These are also doubled for baking. I guess all of them are. But we do use the evaporated milk in times of emergency, in the sense that like we ran out of our normal coffee creamer or whatever. So canned milks, canned dairy, as well as plenty of peanut butter. And I also have tahini. Tahini is also a great thing to have on hand because you can make things like hummus, which I've talked about a bunch of times in this video already and have never made hummus. So that was the exact reason I bought this, was because I planned on making hummus with the 40,000 cans of garbanzo beans that we found on the top. One other thing for baking, I like to have some cocoa on hand because this is also multifunctional and adds a little flavoring to whatever you want to make. We're not a huge cereal family, like breakfast cereal or whatever. The kids obviously are, but my husband and I don't really do that. But I do love granola, and I like to mix this with Greek yogurt, like a flavored yogurt of some sort, and maybe add some frozen berries or some sort of fruit. We got a bunch of canned fruit. Sometimes we do that. So this is a great substitute for cereal for breakfast, but also you can use this for baking as well. I have made a cheesecake where it was granola instead of graham cracker crust, and it was really, really good. I actually have a video on my TikTok. It might be on my YouTube. But if you want to check that out, that'd be cool. Here's one of the exact reasons I love cleaning out my pantry so often. I try to do it at least once a quarter. Sometimes I'll do it more just because I get disorganized and I need to find everything. But this is one of the reasons I like doing it so much, because here's an entire thing of oats that I completely forgot we had. It is unopened, still sealed, brand new, so we can make some overnight oats. We could just have regular oatmeal. I can use this in baking. I can make cookies. The options are endless. Oats are great. You can make bread with oats. Yeah. Glad I found these. Now I'm gonna have to utilize them. All right, so now is probably one of my favorite parts of the shelves, which is my seasoning shelf. I like to buy random seasonings when I see them on sale. This is my overstock seasoning cabinet. My regular seasoning cabinet that I use every day is over here above the stove, but I have backups of everything up here. I guess I'm over too big. All the coolest thing, like wild mushroom, Chinese 5-spice, all these cool little flavor combos that you can get at the Dollar Tree, like cilantro lime, extra sriracha, which is good, oyster sauce, barbecue sauce, got a whole bunch of bouillon, better than bouillon stuff, some sugar, this cane sugar, all the things. We have, oh look, I have croutons, see? Another thing that I didn't know I had. Put those on there. Yeah, we got barbecue sauce, hot sauce, condiments, fish sauce, onion, Lipton onion soup mix, and all the things. Like, honestly, God, how much sugar do I have? This is what happens. My kids come in here and like grab the sugar for things and then put them where they're not supposed to go, and then I have to dig through and find them, and then I found more than I thought. Yeah, so seasonings. If the apocalypse happens and we can't go to the store anymore, I know that my food will be well seasoned. Lots of it. Hi. Are you gonna help me? Or are you both gonna help me? Sit. No. Okay, next we have our flours, our different types of flours: oat flour, all-purpose flour, gluten-free all-purpose flour, cassava flour, and then we have our like cornmeal, our Jiffy mix, our maseca in the back. All these things are great additions to a pantry, and you wouldn't believe how many types of flours you can get nowadays. So if you have gluten intolerance or any of those things, you can find like cassava flour. It's wonderfully gluten-free and it makes great flatbread. Oat flour, you can make cookies and stuff. So flour and cornmeal. I like to have random crackers in my pantry. Great for different baking stuff, snacks. The unsalted matzo crackers can also be used as like breadcrumbs or communion if you're into that. But I like having crackers. I also have oyster crackers sometimes. I have the crisps that you saw earlier. I always like to have some sort of like ready-made cracker type thing to like eat with cheese, because, you know, girl dinner. Pasta sauces or pizza sauces. We love doing like the boboli pizzas or like the pizza crust in a can stuff. My kids love making their own pizzas. We actually just did that last week. But yeah, pasta sauces and pizza sauces are great. We keep some Boboli pizza crusts in the freezer, so we can just pop them out anytime we want, and we can just put them right in. So pizza sauce, I guess that can also fall under tomato category, which these two things are too. So bruschetta, this is also great for like having the crackers on hand and stuff, a little dip. And then we have the sun-dried tomatoes. So tomato products, tomato products, tomato products. Here's another thing that I forgot that I had that is also very useful, molasses. You can do a lot of cool things with molasses. One of them being you can make your own homemade brown sugar. So molasses is a great thing I like to have in my cupboard. You can also make bread, cookies, a lot of really good frugal recipes you can make with molasses. So, excuse me. One thing that I also like to keep in my pantry are the matzo ball mixes, because it is a great way to make a really quick, filling, delicious, immune boosting soup. I like to put them in just my regular chicken noodle soup. I'll make the balls and then I'll plop them in. I highly recommend. I got these for like 15 cents, and there's 2 packets in here, I think. I don't know, but these are really fun. I actually forgot I had these as well, so I'm going to put these in a place where I'm going to be able to see them and I can use them. From here we have the rest of our pasta stuff. I have some rice noodles, spaghetti noodles, I have some gnocchi, I have oven ready lasagna, and then I have a bunch of like penne pasta and stuff like that. These are mostly gluten-free, just because they're tasty. And then I have, I don't know where I got this actually, this giant thing of ramen noodles that also needs to be used. So I'm going to put these in a spot that I'm going to see them. But yeah, put those back in and we'll move on to the next shelf. Okay, my last shelf that I'm going to show you, because this is all just like junk. If you guys want to see this shelf later on, let me know, but it's just a shit ton of coconut oil, I won't lie, and then like my homemade vinegar, and then some plastic wrap and stuff like that. So there's really nothing in there. So my last shelf, don't mind my overflow of brown rice and all-purpose whole wheat flour, as well as my all-purpose flour and my powdered sugar here. These jars are too big to fit up in these areas, so this is my overflow. But the majority of the stuff on this shelf is my fruit. So we have my dehydrated fruit, dates, cranberries, got some dried apples, and then I have all my dehydrated fruit. I have so much citrus. I've actually been banned from dehydrating any citrus for a long time, because whenever I buy oranges or lemons or anything like that, if they start to go a little bit bad or like mushy or whatever, I cut them up and I dehydrate them. And then I use the dehydrated, we use the dehydrated citrus for whether we're making like a mead or a cider. I have a bunch of juice down here that we make cider out of. Or I add it to my cleaning vinegar. As you can see, you just keep adding. Hold on. So here's my vinegar. I only use this for cleaning. So I will filter it and use that vinegar, and then I will add more citrus rinds because it all just disintegrates. I'll add more citrus and then I top it off with some more vinegar and then let it sit and use it for cleaning. And then, dried pumpkin, dried strawberries, tomato skins, mostly citrus though, I won't lie, mostly citrus. But yeah, that's my pantry. Now for the next video, I'm probably gonna have to figure out meal plans to use all this stuff that we have in the pantry. So I hope you guys had a good time hanging out with me and looking through my pantry with me. And I hope to see you again. If you like what I do the whole like and subscribe thing. If not, that's cool too. But it's nice to have you guys here. I'm sorry, I'm now nervous. I don't know why. But you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you later.